All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kwakadash, double honors to apostles of GMS, and sincere Shalom to the brothers out here pushing his truth and sincerity. Now, what I have here is called the dumbest TikTok trends to ever exist. So, the reason I want to go into this is because this is a lot of times what you'll hear about as a social media thing. TikTok. Actually, I think that's the only one I really hear of nowadays is TikTok. I don't hear of no Facebook, Instagram, Vine, or any other stuff. Well, Vine is the old one, but I don't really hear too much about the rest of the ones. Just this one. And this is the things that have been captivating people and so on and so forth, because this is a distraction that Esau keeps playing out. That's why I always talk about how Esau's always 20 steps ahead of the people, is because he has things laid out. As some people know, and a lot of people don't know, is that this is I believe a Asian app, and somehow America adopted this shit, and it took off from there. So how did the Asian app come over to this shit, and then everybody blow up? I have no clue, because this is what they do. They plan ahead of these things. When something dies down, they come up with something else. Reason being is because people like variety, especially in this society. This society is so comfortable, they get bored of what they have so quickly. Next, you know, they want something new. This is one of those things that people lose their minds over. They feel like they can do anything and everything on this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip, and we'll get into some scriptures.
Dumbest TikTok trends to ever fucking exist. The Benadryl challenge was a challenge where people would basically take a shit ton of Benadryl. Now, why were they doing this? Because apparently it would cause hallucinations. But you know what else taking a shit ton of Benadryl causes? Death. Fucking death, which is exactly what happened to a young girl who did this challenge. The Blackout Challenge, aka the Choke Game, was a challenge where people would basically make themselves stop breathing so that they would pass out unconscious. I'm not making this up, this was a real thing. It didn't directly start on TikTok, but this trend made it more popular on the app. And surprise, surprise, 7 kids died trying to do this challenge. The Cha-Cha Slide Challenge was a challenge where people would film themselves driving to the Cha-Cha Slide. Whenever the song went to the left or to the right, you would basically swerve your car in that direction. And hella people would just straight up swerve right in the middle of traffic. The amount of dumbasses that got into a car accident doing this challenge is insane.
So, and with that, as you can see, this is what captivates people. This TikTok you could do any crazy ass challenge and people still die from it. Funny enough, what I noticed is there's not a lot of older people on it, at least anybody over 30. But there's people 30 and under doing these type of challenges and dying from it. So I'm gonna get this one scripture right here, which is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage over us. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that's what we're here to tell and watch out for, is because these devices isn't just TikTok, but it's several other things. Anything that can keep you distracted from what's actually about to come. Anything that can keep you distracted so you don't pay attention to what's about to hit you in your face. Talking about World War III. Talking about martial law. Talking about all these prophecies that's supposed to happen, including the MOTB. Nobody's looking out for these things. Even though people are starting to wake up to it. But Esau's always trying to keep people eyes closed from that. So I did some digging, which was very easy, funny enough. But it was basically dangerous TikTok trends you should never try. And mind you, that was a whole list. I'm going to just get to the point of this. And they said the most dangerous, and this was the list, was the NyQuil chicken, where you pour NyQuil in your chicken and cook it and eat it. Of course, you will fall asleep. It has high alcohol and can increase risk of choking, which people was dying from that. Mind you, this is actually a list of what people was dying to. Cha-Cha Slide, which as was said in this video, as you can see why. Penny Challenge, which is you put a penny into the I forgot what these things are called. Give me a second. You would put the penny into, let me see. So it was basically you put a penny onto whatever you was trying to put into a socket, and it would explode. Basically, the blackout challenge was said into this. The Orbeez shooting challenge, fire mirror challenge, throw it in the air, milk crate challenge, which was, I seen that one, where people stack crates and people had to walk on it, try to walk up and then walk down without falling. Of course, people fell on their heads, people was dying, list of things. Benadryl was already on there. Conclusion, as it says, although it may be easy to dismiss TikTok as a silly app with no real value, the truth is that it has become too powerful. It has become a powerful tool for marketing and communication. And that's true, because it's not about TikTok itself. It's about the things that you can do to keep people pretty much asleep, keep people occupied, keep people comfortable. And that's what we're here to tell people not to be comfortable for, because when this place shuts down, nobody's going to know what to do. But let's go even beforehand with this presidency shit. Nobody knows what's going to happen with that, but we keep telling people it's about to get worse with that. But people has hope. People want to feel comfortable. They have hope in feeling comfortable in this society. They think their leaders are going to do it for them. They trust into their enemies way too much for that. So this is Matthew 15 and 14. It says, let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. So these rats already know what's the deal. They ain't really blind to it. They're the ones setting it up. But they even set up our own people to be blind and to lead more of our people blind into a ditch. You look at BLM. You look at the rest of these false camps. Same shit. And then you got our people that loves unto Esau, so they'll follow them regardless. So our people happily walk into a ditch like a bunch of zombies. So I want to also get this scripture right here, which is Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Reason I want to stop there is because, like I mentioned earlier, no one's paying attention. When World War III kicks off and nobody knows what to do, they can't say that we didn't tell them. They can't say that we didn't tell that this place was going to shut down, that this dollar was going to collapse, that a lot of people's going to get drafted, a lot of people are going to get vacated out of their homes. See, what they heard, but they don't believe. And that's the whole point of rumor. So, and to go further into that word rumor, it says to talk or opinion widely disseminated with no discernible source. So, actually, let's keep going. It says a statement or report current without known authority for its truth. So, that's the thing. Everybody hears it, but they don't believe it. And that's what a lot of people are trying to tell us, because they don't want to believe it. But you got a lot of Edomites that's actually saying they know this place is going to go down, or that they know this place is going to go to war. So if our own oppressors are believing that, what more of our people? That goes to show you how comfortable our people has become. It's just like Egypt all over again. Egypt, when we got out, we went into the wilderness, a lot of our people wanted to go back because they felt comfortable. They wanted to feel comfortable in captivity. They wanted to go back to working. Which is nothing wrong with working, but at the same time, you want to work under our oppressors. At least if we wanted to work, we would want to do our own thing. We knew how to do business. Our people don't know how to do business nowadays. Hell, a lot of times we be hoping we get an Edomite on the phone, because they give us better service. But our people don't know how to do that because they are unto our oppressors. So I will read this again. This is Matthew 24:6. It says, and ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And with these wars, it's just not World War III. You got Civil War. You're going to have war with civilians. You're going to have martial law kicking off. It's going to be a madhouse. A lot of these movies that Esau puts out is for a reason. It's because these things will actually happen. If you could do it with a GPS or telling robots is going to be a thing, hell, with the zombies, I done a video. I think 7 years ago. I can't remember how far back, but it was about a guy that was hocked up on drugs that was eating people. So, yeah, that could be an actual thing. It don't have to be somebody dying and coming back, but they could be hocked up on anything and to go mad and start eating people. This is Ezekiel 3:17. It says, "Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give the warning from me." And that's why we are doing what we're doing, just with not just going out every Saturday or whenever brothers go on whichever day, depending on how brothers' work schedules, but doing videos. It helps. We gotta warn people. And by people, I mean the hopeful elect, because that's what matters. We need a lot of our people to be 2/3. So, because it's prophecy. The more 2/3 we have, and the more the hopeful elect we can get. And the main important thing is the more these prophecies come out, or starts, it pretty much happens, that the closer we are to the end. And that's what matters. But that's pretty much all I wanted to go into with that. So, little one, this is a little edifying. And with that, shalom.